Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, good morning. Wonderful, wonderful children of the Most High. Good morning, good morning. Good morning to you wherever you are. Good morning to you and whatever you may be going through. Good morning, good morning. Ready to get this day started, and I pray that all is well on your end, and that everything that you expect from God, you expect from God. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Sugar Wilson. Always a pleasure to see you. Love you so much. But I think you know that already. I just like saying it to you, that you never forget it. Yeah. I pray everything is going well in your life, that you have found yourself standing still and experiencing and enjoying the salvation of the Lord. Today, I want to look into something, and that something could be whatever it is that you would like to look into. And if not, I would like to just remind us that things are going to get better. They're going to get better. I don't care what they look like now. You can't allow the now to kill your expectation of the next. Things are going to get better. Trust you me. As you and I trust in God, things are going to get better. You got to believe in that. And you have to stand on that, regardless of what may be trying to knock you down. You have to know without a shadow of doubt, for you, things are going to get better. And one way you can assure yourself, good morning, Sister Bush, Sister Hogan's, Brother Troy, Mama Lois, good morning to all of you, all of you. But one way for you to assure things are going to get better is by making a commitment to yourself that you're going to do better. Never be pressed by things to believe. It's now or never, and you have to accept what things are. If things are not what God told you they are to be, then you don't accept what things are. Because what things are not what God say they would be for you. You have to know things are going to get better in your home, in your relationship, in your finances, with your relation and ability to relate to yourself on your job. Things are going to get better. And you just got to keep your head up. You have to keep your head up. If you're looking down, you very well may walk past what you've been waiting for and praying for and expecting for all so long and never get it. Remove yourself from people who seem to be always present, always around when you fall down. Now, if you're looking at me saying, well, I don't fall down, then baby, I don't even know why you on here because I'm not talking to you. But to be human, to understand a fall is not a failure. to understand in this life you're going to have tribulations. So you're not going to always get it right. Some of those tribulations are going to get the best of you. But when that time comes, when that seems to happen, are you willing to get up from where you are and pursue what it is you believe in God for? Because listen, whether you know it or not, God is not going to just hear your cry out for blessings and then just run the blessings your way. He has to check your record first. Remember yesterday, talking about, day before, choices, the power of your choice. God has to see if you made the right choice. And if you did, he has to also see if you committed to it. You don't just pop up talking about give it to me, baby, and he gives it to you. You have to earn it. But I dare ask, if you can't, for whatever reason, trust yourself, how in the world are you going to convince God to trust you? I'll tell you how God expects us to get him to trust us, and that is by faith. See, faith isn't something you make up. It's something that God gave to you because it's something that God expects from you. Yeah, Bible talks about faith and the importance thereof. Faith pleases God. The individual become blessed because he or she is the carrier of faith that pleases God. But it isn't you. You're not blessed, or you don't receive from God, or you don't please God just because you're a do-gooder. I know some folk that made mistakes that exceed mine by far, but they got it right with God. Now they're by far farther than I am. Don't cast yourself down and out because you made a mistake. If you're committed to walking by faith, you're gonna get back up again and get in line and continue on in the work. The work of what? The work of faith. See, before you can properly work your faith, you have to allow your faith to work you. It has to come in you and clean all that old mindset out. All those old thoughts about what you thought God was meaning or what you thought God wanted. When it comes to his word, faith coming by hearing and hearing by the word. When it comes to the word and faith, you can't separate the two. You can't have one actively. You can't have one without the other. See, I don't just need a word. I need word faith. I need a faith word that I would have faith in the word. To have faith in the word is to have faith in God, who is the word. You ever notice people always want to take God's credit and act like they're responsible for you? Act like they're responsible for your upcoming, for your stability. You have to become committed within yourself to see God do what God. When God made a promise to you, who else was around? Who was a part of that agreement? That you always feel you got to have a road dog with you, your ride or die. Eh, who was around when God entered into covenant agreement with you? Glad to see my son, Pastor Odom. Man, your pastor love you, boy. Really love you. So proud of you, man. I am so proud of you. So proud of you in all of your endeavors, all of your businesses, and what you do for the Lord and the Lord's people. Can't wait to hear you preach again soon. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, you got to be committed for yourself. Because whether you know it or not, and I'm getting ready to give you a nugget that's going to break it down, that's going to make you look at everybody around you through different lenses. And somebody asked Phoenix, how you be getting to this stuff? Oftentimes when you're sleeping, I'm up praying, meditating, studying, thinking. Listen, many people, if you ask the question, how many disciples did Jesus have? Instantaneously, they'll tell you 12. But the word disciple describes a particular individual that if you understand the word disciple, then you understand all 12 of them didn't show themselves to be disciple. One of them couldn't, and that was Judas, of course. But he was around. But him being around, Christ didn't overlook who Judas was. The reason he allowed Judas to stay around is because he know Judas was a part of the assignment that the scripture would be fulfilled. Why is that so important? Because in your commitment to your God, in your commitment to yourself, do you know who the Judases are in your circle? I guarantee you got one. And the Judas I'm referencing now is that Judas that's a part of your circle that really don't want you to shine, don't want you to get it, don't want you to have it, don't want you to look like it, and believe you me, don't even want you to think it. Do you know who the Judases are in your circle? You and your circle, you believe y'all are committed to God, but it's you and a few of them that are committed to God. The Judas that's in your circle, they're committed to you, committed to turning you down, turning you around, committed to putting you into poverty. I wish I had somebody with hashtag TTMP right now. Talk to me, Phoenix. Who are the Judases in your circle? Because I shared with you a minute ago, you got to be committed to you. And let me say this to us this morning. We look for outward points when we're committing to everybody. But what we don't realize, we give away our points when we're committed to everybody and not committed to ourselves. Sometimes you just got to step back. You know, Jesus, Lord have mercy, took time to step back, to regroup, to refocus. He understood he needed to spend time with his father and himself just as much as he spent time with everybody that needed him. Lord, I'm talking now. I'm ready to run. I'm just not in the position to run right now. But understand what I'm saying. You got to be careful, baby, who you give your ear to. Because whoever have access to your ear, you've given them access to your soul. You've given them the keys to the control of you as an individual. How are we controlled by people? The same way we're controlled by God. If we give God what we give people, by allowing them to access our thought process. Be very aware of those that always want to know what you thinking. What you thinking? What you thinking? What you thinking right now? What you thinking right now? What you think you're gonna be thinking later on? Because all they're trying to do is to get you to publicize what God within you has privatized, and now they have something to work against you while looking like they're working with you and for you. If things are going to get better for you, you have to ask yourself, what am I going to do to make things better for me? You've been praying, haven't you? But has change taken place? Oh, you may feel like it's changing in your mind. That's you willing yourself to believe change. But is there any evidence? See, whenever God moved, the evidence wasn't just with the one that he moved for. The evidence was also seen by everyone that who God moved for. Everyone around them could see that God moved for them. I'm trying to help somebody. Listen, this is why you owe it to yourself to make your way to the victory spot. There's a word in that place. There's an anointing in that place that will help your life, bring you to things in life that God wants you to have. See, I got to talk to myself this morning. Y'all ain't talking to me. I got to hit the love emojis of my own. I'm going to have to type in hashtag TTMP on my own this morning. Somebody hashtag TTMP. Talk to me, Phoenix. Listen, it's fine that you got a heart of love for everybody. But is it really love when you don't love yourself? Listen, I know I come up under a leader whom I love dearly, my pastor. And if you knew my pastor, you know my pastor, everybody, hey baby, hey sugar, hey baby. But listen, I would be just like him. Hey, sugar. Hey, baby. But you think I can call every other woman, hey, baby, hey, sugar, and not make my wife feel like a hey, sugar or a hey, baby? Somebody talk to me. You think you can talk about how good every other man look and never tell your old man how good he look? I said old man, didn't I? Listen. My wife gets a call the other evening, and it's her father. And he old school. If you know my father-in-law. He's OG. I mean, he dressed like he's OG. So OG talking to her, and he said, "Where your old man at?" So y'all forgive me. My mind just went on pops, and I your old man. But understand, you wouldn't accept that too well. You shouldn't accept that too well. That you're able to help everybody else reach their dreams, reach their goals. And then when you help them get to the next level, they leveling off without you. You may be able to go and enjoy a little bit of it with them, but then you got to go back home to where you were, where you belong, where there's no love, where there's an abandonment, where there's depression. You can't figure out why is it working for everybody else and not me. Have you tried taking the time to help work it for you? I see what you're saying, Mama Lois. I don't have my glasses on, but I see what you're saying. Listen, listen, listen. Why don't you? And I'm giving you nuggets here that's going to help you. become a great help to yourself. See, people that always press you to help them, to help them, to help them, you have to stop and think, do they really love me? Do they really care about me? Or do they see that I'm so into them that it doesn't matter that I don't show them that I'm not into me? You help, 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 help. And before you know it, you have drained yourself of all of your God given blessed resources, and you have nothing to set foundation for you to stand on. And then, watch this now, you find yourself getting angry because they're not seeming to be interested in you getting anything. Don't be angry with them. You showed them you don't want anything. You showed them, actually, what you showed them is you showed them that you want them to have it all. That's why you gave it your all. But you didn't think. Now let me tell you, let me make it biblical, because some of y'all, you theologians, and I don't know what your theology is in, but you theologians. But listen, 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 real good. He gives bread to the eater and seed to the sower. Now, if it's your seeds to sow, you really don't think, if the law is reciprocity, the principle is reciprocity. You can't receive. It can't be reciprocated unto you until you first sow, first put out. Then you can take in. You cannot, please hear me and hear me good. You cannot mess over the seed and the bread. Because if he gives seed to the sower and bread to the eater, and you mess over all of that, what you've done is you've choked your harvest. You've killed your future. Because if you don't sow a seed, you're not entitled to a harvest. But if you sit there and eat the bread and the seed, you've killed the harvest. Lord have mercy. Somebody say hashtag TTMP. I'm trying to help somebody. Because listen, many of us that have been in church all of our lives, do we have the God evidence that God has been working for us, doing what he promised us? I'm not talking about waking you up every morning. You don't do nothing to deserve that. He gives us that. But it's what you do within the course of a day, what you have to do with throughout the course of the day. You determine that. Has there been evidence? Because if not, let me tell you what you have to do. You're going to have to shut everybody around you down, including you. And you're going to have to make a list of things you need to do toward God and toward you for yourself. And you do that for a matter of 6 months, and you watch how your life turn around. See, because some of us with that inner circle, I talked about the disciples he had, with that inner circle, some of us believe when we were joined together in elementary, we were joined together for life. Now, listen to me. We may have been joined together for life, but it doesn't mean we're going to walk together throughout life. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. What do you mean, Phoenix? Somebody hashtag TTMP. Talk to me, Phoenix. Let me tell you what I mean. What I mean is people you connected with in grade school may have been connected with you to be a friend of yours for the rest of your life. But it does not mean that every step of your life they were created to make with you. I have people I know, and I promise you, love them like a brother. But we don't talk every day. We don't talk every month. But when we do talk, we pick up right where we left off, but we don't take every step every day together. Why? Because I know my assignment, they know their assignment, and we both are walking in our assignment. We are connected for life, but not joined together every day through life. Now, let me bring it back home. Today, Friday. You know what that means. Few hours from now, everybody gonna be popping up looking for happy hour. Them that you go to happy hour with, do you bring them to happy morning on Sundays? Do they go to church with you? You go to club with them. They won't even. I'm talking to my New Orleanians. They won't even go to. They'll go to the club with you on the Friday. Convince you today to go to the club and just hang out. Sunday morning, they ain't coming to church with you, but they'll meet you after church for the second line. Well, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that is they're helping, being helped by you to keep everything a priority. Everything they want to put first in their lives, they're making you a part of that. But the things that you need to put first in your lives, they're not contributing to that. I wish I had a witness this morning. Pastor Michael Henry, I see you, sir. Yes, I do. And I'm proud of what I see. I see the results of conversations you and I had years ago. I see it. I see a big door opening for you real soon, too. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I could say a whole lot more, but I'll talk to you. But listen, many of us don't even know that God has been so ready to give us our heart's desire. But we've been walking for so many others for so long that God is just waiting for us to walk for ourselves so he can give us what we expect from him. What do you expect from God? And what is the reason you're not enjoying it right now? I'm gonna sit that one right there. I'm waiting. What do you expect from God? And what are the reasons you're not enjoying it right now? Don't tell me you love the Lord, because to love the Lord is truly to love yourself. First John 4:7 and 8 said, "Beloved, let us love one another. For everyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God. He that loveth not knoweth not God, for God is love." You can't love others if you don't really love yourself. You may tell yourself that's love, but when God showed us how much he loved himself, he gave his only begotten son to us. Why? Because God loving himself is to love the himself that he placed in us by showing us how much he loved us by giving himself up for us. Let that marinate. Since I know you're right, it's not just here in the city of New Orleans, it's all over. Why? Because, please understand, the devil knows if you don't put God first, you will always be in the neighborhood of the worst. He knows that. So he would rattle you and convince you and coerce you to influence you to put everything and everybody before him. Because he know God is a jealous God. God is not a God that settles with being an afterthought. So tell me this. Why are you okay with to yourself being an afterthought. Haven't you lived in that position long enough? I can tell you what comes with that position: a lot of heartache, a lot of pain. Listen, it's painful when you done so much for others and you look around and you don't have nothing and ain't nobody checking for you, ain't nobody doing nothing for you, but yet you know you had enough in the beginning to have something of your own. It's painful. You done lift people up and you done ate your Wheaties in the morning and you let them stand on your back, stand on your shoulders, that they could go higher. Thinking that when they go higher, they done lied to you and talking about, I'm bringing you with me. I'm taking you with me. Only to find out the only trip they took you on was in your mind. Then you sit there and you complain, well, Lord, why me? Why me? Why is this happening to me? Because you didn't love you enough to protect you. You didn't love you enough to invest in you also. Don't tell me God gonna tell you what to do for everybody, not what to do for yourself. No, he's not that kind of God. And don't let nobody tell you that. We've got to be fully committed to God and to ourselves. Listen, I'll share this with you and I'll never forget. It was a murder that took place here in the city. And I go around talking to children in schools and lockup and all other places. But this particular time, I was called by the mayor's office to go to the school that the little kid attended while in school. He went on to college and was a pretty good ball player. So while at the school, I'm there with other public officials, and I think it was one other bishop there with me. So everybody spoke but me. Why they saved me last, I don't know. So when I get up to speak, the children are angry, which they have a right to be. Because if I could be the first one to tell you, all of us have contributed, and I don't care how much we do, and I know I do much. I don't brag on everything I do. I don't Instagram everything I do, Facebook everything I do. You're going to know I'm doing things pleasing unto God because when you look at me, you'll see God pleasing me. But the kids were angry. And one little young fella that they're allowed to express himself while I'm getting ready to take the podium. And he said, y'all always come around after the fact. Where were you all before this happened? What are you all were doing that this wouldn't have happened? That was my dog. And let me say this to you. Whether you agree or not with someone is saying, step out of the way and let them express themselves. Because if they don't express themselves with their verbiage, they may very well express themselves with violence. We all reach that point where we just got to say something to just release that pressure. Oftentimes it don't come out right because we should never let it get to a pressurous point. Identify the people in your life that you can express yourself to, and they're not going to judge you. They're not going to critique you and go and gossip about you. Jesus trusted the disciples just a little bit. That's why he only took them halfway in the Garden of Gethsemane. He had to walk away from them too. Because if they would have heard him speaking like a man, they would have never believed him as a God. Lord have mercy. Somebody hashtag TTMP. The old bishop talking this morning. The boy talking this morning. Listen. So this kid gets up and he expresses himself, and you can tell he's talking the same language that all the others that were there wanted to say. But as he finished, I shared with the young kid. I said, listen, first of all, I want you to know I love you. We love you. We care. That's why we're here. This isn't about a photo op or political moment. Not with me, and I believe I'm safe to say about everyone. We're here because we care. I said, but let me say this to you, young man. You're in high school getting ready to get out. And I only see two hashtag TTMP. I must not be talking, so I guess I need to bring this to a close. I thought y'all were enjoying this. I thought this was helping somebody. Listen, I said, young man, I said, I really want you to know that you are at a pivotal point in life. And I said, welcome to the real world. I said, listen, you are now gradually getting ready to graduate into the real world. All the things that were being done for you up until this point are getting ready to change. As a child, you had others who were contributed, who picked up after you, who went to work to make sure they provided for you, made sure the lights were on, made sure you had something to eat, made sure you had clothes to put on. I said, but where you get ready to go now, you're getting ready to go into a place where you're going to have to learn how to make provisions for yourself because you're gradually moving into adulthood, meaning you're gradually moving into a place of responsibility. You can't expect others to do for you what you are now having life to expect for you to do of yourself. I say, so here's what you do, boss. I said, listen, every morning you wake up, you get down on your knees and you pray. But every day, practice stretching. Practice stretching. I said, now going forward, when you find yourself in need of a hug, learn how to hug yourself. When you are in need of a pat on the back, learn how to pat yourself on the back. Why? Because as you get older, you're going to find that instead of drawing a lot of people to you, more people are going to leave you. Why? Because you're entering into a stage of life where everybody's now are having to learn the responsibility of doing for themselves. It's not going to be easy. And don't let nobody lie to you and tell you it will. But you are responsible for you. And if you leave this moment, this season in your life, going forward, thinking everybody's going to be so in tune to you, everybody's going to be so quick to take care of you, to respond to you, you setting yourself up to feel worse than what you're feeling right now. I said, now come on, man, give me a pound. I'm here if you need me. If you ever need to talk, call me. But it's time now for you to love you, to understand what you're going to have to deal with. And if you are neglecting your self responsibility, you can't blame others for you not having all the things that you supposed to have. And the little kid was grateful because of what I shared with him, because nobody had ever made him think of this situation in that way. And I'm saying this to you, just like we are right now. We're having this conversation. Why are we having this conversation? We're having this conversation because God is fully aware of your next situation. You don't wait until you get into a squabble to take lessons on how to fight. You prepare yourself before getting into a squabble, that no matter when the squabble happens, you're not trying to get ready because you are already ready. Now, I wish I had a witness on here this morning. I wish I had a witness on here this morning because I know this is blessing you. It's blessing me. It really is blessing me. Yes, it is. And I know it's blessing you, baby. Devil don't want it to. Because watch this. He knows that he can play on your definition, your understanding of love, and want you to love everybody else by depleting yourself of your bread and your seeds. That when you need, nobody's answering the phone when you call. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Who really loves me? Because I'm calling and ain't nobody answering. But whose fault is that when I go to trust in people that I feel I can trust and I'm not able to trust in myself who I should trust? Am I talking? I just want to know, am I talking? I just want to know, am I helping you? Because many of us get in trouble when we rely on others to do what we should be doing for ourselves. Lord, help me to help your people. Mm, mm. Am I helping? That's all I want to know. Am I helping? Because if I am, somebody ought to make it known that they're being helped. Listen, it ain't over. It's not time for you to throw in the towel. It's just time for you to shift gears. Life is about different terrains as we travel. There are times when we going up an incline, which requires more power, more commitment, more dedication. And as fun as it may seem at times, when we're on that downslope, but if you're not careful, that could be just as dangerous as anything. Because oftentimes when we're on the downslope, we don't have to put so much pressure as we would when we're on the incline going up. But the truth is, when we're going down the downslope, if you are not careful, you could be moving too fast. You could become a danger to all others. Are you with me today? Not gonna keep you much longer. I hope it's blessing you. Really do. I really do. Because there's no reason. And let me just say this to you, baby. Let me say this to you, baby. Listen, listen. The greatest of blessings that you can give to yourself isn't financial increase. It isn't a change of address. It isn't a different class automobile. It's having the peace of God. Not a piece of God, but the peace of God. There's nothing like knowing you've done everything you do to secure yourself in the Lord, regardless of what season it is or what reason for the season. When you know, not guessing. See, when you don't do what you need to do for you, you guess, is God going to do it for me? But when you know, you can stand there, you can sit there securely within yourself, knowing God got me. I don't know who they think they're messing with, but I can't lose with the formula that I use. What's the formula? I keep God first and I keep me a close second. Mhm. Yeah. Because I'm going to say this to you, and I hope you understand me. You look good in the new dress. You look great in a new suit. It's a wonderful thing to know that God has blessed you with a new home or a new vehicle. But the truth is, all of those things, material things, you don't need God to get them. You can go get a second job, a third one. You can go hustle. You can go steal them. But that inner peace, that revelation, that inner growth, that place within your heart where you and God meet and greet is priceless. Those are the things that comes with the understanding, disclaimer, knowing that because man didn't give it to you, man can't take it away. God can't be bullied by man, but man will bully you in the name of God. Things are going to get better. Yes, they are, because you know why? You are going to do better. This right here, this is what all of us need. Not somebody trying to be so high that they intentionally speak over our heads that we don't get it, but then shout about talking about we got something. What did you get? I don't know. I don't know. The word was given unto us that we might have life in the most abundant way, not to criticize, not to make us look like dummies. Predators are always on the prowl looking for the weak. Remember Satan said, I'm traveling to and fro. I'm on a mission to seek who I can devour. That's what they do. But I can't get angry at the predator for doing his job. I ought to be on mine. See, when you always running and talk about how busy the devil is, baby, you sitting now calculating and spending too much time observing your enemy, your adversary. And in that time, you should have been doing something for yourself. You know, people working, people need, people want, people are working. And you sit there, you talking about, girl, you at work? I'm over here at the club. I'm over here doing this, that, and the other. But when old girl pop up with this and pop up with that, and you like, where you get that from? Yeah, it don't seem so funny now. But old girl put the work in that she could get what she wanted. You put the play in. Now you don't have nothing that you want. Hashtag me TTMP. Yeah. And I'm challenging all of you today. I just put uh two addresses on there. I challenge all of you on this Friday to sow a $25 seed to me today, to nuggets of knowledge. I know it's been a blessing to you every time we come here. The Lord blesses us all. You go to a restaurant, whether they give you something that was good, good service, good food, or not, the rules is they're expecting you to give them an appreciative gratuity. Bless the man of God today that come and spend time with you, giving you these nuggets. You can go and apply for the university. You're not going to get this. I just saw what someone said, this is not just nuggets. This wisdom. Bless them that teach you the word. Do you know what happens with us if we don't understand? If we don't get an understanding of the gospel then become gossip. We tell it, we share it, but we don't believe in none of it. We don't see none of it working on our behalf. And that's not what God wants this thing to be. Not at all. Not at all. God wants all of us to be walking in victory, walking in prosperity, walking in favor. That's earned. God is not going to just look at you and see the state you in without checking your record to see how you got in that state you're in before moving on your behalf. He's not going to do it. You got to earn. He said, prove me now. Do what I tell you to do and watch me do what I told you I would do. I don't know about you, but I'm ready to see my life change completely in every area. But before it will change outwardly, I have to prove change inwardly. Change my thinking, change how I see, change, Lord have mercy, definitely what I say. Do you not know that many of us extend going through to our lives because sometimes we open up our mouths and say the wrong thing, we release the wrong thing in the atmosphere. Then we wonder how it looked like the devil knew to hit me there. How did he know I wasn't as strong in that area? Because he heard what you said. You don't think he's listening? He's a stalker. He's always watching and listening to you, especially when you feel like you're in the dumps or when you're going through. He's always paying attention, waiting for that moment where you have shown him, I don't care about myself. I care about so and so, but I don't care about myself. He said, yep, that's the moment I've been waiting for. Then you go from bad to way worse. You pass up worse. You go from bad to way worse and can't understand how you got to where you are so quickly. Because you didn't realize he was stalking you. The reason he popped up at the meeting that God held for the sons of God in the book of Job is because he was stalking Job and the sons of God. Because he know some of us are so needy of others, we don't realize how much we need to be able to depend on ourselves. And just like he planned, he got in. But what he wasn't planning is Job loved himself. Job knew how to love himself with, with the tools of God. Job placed a hedge around himself. He was a praying man, so much so that the announcement of the one that the devil had chosen, if he understood who he chose, he would have chose someone else. God said there's none like him in the earth realm. He's a man that feareth God, respect God. He's one that escheweth evil in his heart. Even though he may make a mistake, it was not the intent to do evil. Am I helping? And those of you that have sown already, thank you. God gonna bless you for being a blessing because you realize you were being blessed. Do you know how much goes into a man staying on point, staying connected with God on your behalf? Do you know what he has to neglect? Do you know what he has to give up? Do you know how much he has to study and pray to get God to trust him with that kind of information to give to you as way of revelation to change your elevation? You always be willing to bless the man of God with the expectation of knowing you're blessing God and God gonna turn around and bless you. Listen, things are going to get better. But oftentimes, for things to get better for us, we have to let go of things that are not for us, even though those things may at the moment seem like they are with us. And let me say this to you, it has nothing to do with DNA. I mentioned Job a moment ago. Job's wife was not where he was. Matter of fact, that boy name was, his name meant, should I say, laughter. Because she couldn't believe God beyond her physical ability. The number of days, months, weeks, and years that she had lived, she thought it to be next to impossible for God to use her to deliver a promise. But just as God said, the evidence was there. And Isaac, who name mean laughter, because when God was talking to Abraham while on the way to Sodom and Gomorrah, she was ear hustling. See, when God gives you a word, Lord have mercy, and you don't understand faith, the word sound like it's fake, and you give your natural, instinctive response. She started laughing. I'm too old to get down on the get down. But is there anything too hard for God? If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. Mm. I hope this blessed you today. I hope it blessed you as much as it blessed me. Be careful what you say, and be even more careful of what you hear, what you allow others to say in your presence. If you can't control the talker, control how you receive or hear the talk. Get up and excuse yourself. Because whether you know it or not, when you hear the wrong thing, it doesn't just immediately go away. You got to deal with it. You face those thoughts in your mind, whether you want to or not, whether you're strong enough to stop those thoughts from becoming a powerful, impactive, negative force against you or not. For the mere fact that you heard it up in here, you have to deal with it. Please make no mistakes today to hinder God's movement toward your life. He's ready, but are you? Things are going to get better. And the first question in your life or in your mind should have been, how am I to help make those things better? What's my role? What do I need to do for me now? I done bought everybody else baby clothes. I've bought everybody else's children clothes. I've helped feed the multitudes. I'm at church first before everyone else. I do everything needed to be in church. That's what you're doing for everybody else. What are you doing for you? I'll wait. What are you doing for you, baby? See, in all you're getting, get understanding. What are you doing for you? Sister Riggins, I did include Cash App and Zelle in that post up there, but it's LJ Phoenix. And thank you so much, Sugar. You know I love you. Hmm. I love y'all. And listen, don't lie to yourself and say you're unable to do for yourself because you ain't got nobody. You got God, and you got me. I'm here. I challenge you to sit under the teachings. I challenge you to connect with the ministry. I challenge you to become a covenant partner with the ministry. Victory Christian Center International. That's where I pastor. That's where the Lord has placed me as shepherd for his sheep. I don't have nothing to say about no other ministries. I don't make my ministry a ministry of talking about others' ministry. No. Mm-mm. God is love. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, God is love. And if it's God, it's going to be done out of love and in love. Because there's no turning sour in God. Bible talks about how he no longer winks at ignorance. We're going to deal with that sometime next week. We don't get a pass like the body once did. Listen, listen to me. Listen to me good. About to let you go. But somebody hashtag TTMP. Stop allowing God to become a common in your life. Stop allowing God to become a common in your life. There's nothing common about God. Don't see God like you see your friends because he's not. He's not a man. He's not like man. And if he's truly in a man, you'll know because he's going to change that man. And I don't come on here to be brash or to be harsh. I told you way in the beginning, I want to see all of us make it. Don't mind my eyes, they're sweating. But I want to see all of us make it. That's why I come here and I sacrifice. And you know, I'm not in the position to have a specific time every day, but I don't allow that to stop me from letting God have his way. I want to see you make it, man. We've suffered far too long. And those that we trust to reach back and help us, Once we helped them get up there and they saw what was before them, they left us. They left us. Even though the Bible informs us not to put our trust in man, we still trusted them. And what did they do? They left us. They had a whole pocket full of money, but never asked you if you need anything. A refrigerator filled with food, but never ask you, do you want anything? it's not it's not right. It's not right. And I'm gonna say this to you. What I'm saying to you about it's not right is something I did that just wasn't right. This was many, 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 many moons ago. But I was in position to where things that a certain individual was blessed with, I had at some point had to transport them from one place to the other. Now, some of the things that they would get were things that they would get over and over again. But I noticed the multiple years that I'm with them, they never asked me, would you like this? You think your wife would like that? You think your children would like this? Now I'm bringing it to this place over and over again. And even if they needed it, they still had an overwhelming amount of it to where they still could have been a blessing to somebody. So they didn't. They never asked. So because they never asked, and there were times when I had a need, I didn't ask either. I helped myself. Was it wrong? Definitely. Then why are you telling me? I'm telling you that people can have more than what they need. And you're the one that's helping them, and they still may not ever look at you and try to help you with your needs. Please take care of yourself. Please, when it comes down to you, even on payday, you looking to pay government, you're looking to pay mortgage, you're looking to pay loans, you're looking to pay insurance. Are you also looking to pay yourself? I told you I keep God first, but I keep me a close second. How could I not be included when I'm the glue that connects everything about my life? Even at church, when there's a problem at church, the people don't go home with the problem on their mind. It's my responsibility to make sure it's solved. On top of having a family, on top of having a wife, children, and grandchildren, that's my responsibility. So when people leave and go home and go to sleep and rest well, I have to come to the conclusion that I got to figure out how we gonna fix this. They're not worried about it. I'm not worried, but I understand responsibility. You have to have a responsibility to yourself. You have to. You have to love yourself enough and not to sell out. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. So I hope you were blessed again on today. And I challenge you again. So a $25 love offering today. Mm-hmm. Yes. The Cash App and the Zelle address is in the comments. I posted it myself. Cash App LJ Phoenix, Phoenix. Are you with me? And the Zelle is Bishop, Bishop L Phoenix, Phoenix at gmail.com. Bishop L Phoenix at gmail.com. I want you to walk in victory in your mind today, in your heart today, and you'll embrace it along the way. Now, I plan on seeing you again tomorrow. I know I have some things I have to do, but I'm going to squeeze you in there too. And on Sunday, I know it's Friday, but if you could make your way, press your way to experience victory, celebration at the victory spot. Come dress down, but just make sure you dress appropriately. You've seen the videos of how God moved in that place. You can be a part of that experience. You owe it to yourself. Come with your shouting shoes on. I love you today. God bless you. I know we have someone way up in Las Vegas tuning in. The blessings of the Lord, even in the mountains, are going to run you down and overtake you. Those of you that have sown at $25 are doing it, are waiting till we get off to do it. Do it with expectation. And don't be afraid next week to share the testimony of how God blessed you as a result of you being obedient. I love y'all. Lord have mercy. I wish, I wish at this moment we all were physically together in a miracle service. Because God is still working miracles. God is so ready to turn your situation around. Jesus. Children are going to be fine. Don't stop praying for them. Just as he did it for you, he certainly is going to do it for them. Things are going to get better. Mm. Lord have mercy. I love you today again. I know you said, man, he can't stop saying it. No, and you don't want to stop hearing it. God bless you. Again, always remember the victory was designed with you in mind. All you have to do is stand up in it, walk it out. God bless. Listen, Tuesday, when we do convene here, Let's make Tuesday a testimonial Tuesday. And if I'm able to be here, we'll try to set it up to where there's a call line and the people can hear you. Or, we'll give the short version and typing it, and then we'll talk about it and let God get the glory. Because I don't think enough of God's goodness is being shed and spread across the land. I think people are now trying to bring God into their culture because it doesn't seem like he's still being God. Hmm. I'm gonna give you this and I'm gone because I don't want to sound like I'm on the soapbox or whatever. But if we proclaim we're in the world and not of it, why is it that the church looks more like the world as opposed to looking like it's helping to change the world to look more like her? They're setting the church up now to look like a big stage with multiple performers. As a matter of fact, it's so challenging that the music in the church is hard to differentiate whether it's gospel or secular. Deception. Don't let deception become your conception. Again, thank you for being obedient this morning and sowing a $25 love offering. Thank you for just listening to me today, listening to God through me today. That one that was on the brink of giving up, I pray God has empowered you through me just now to make you understand. No, it's far beyond not, it's too soon to quit. It is never a good time to quit. My God. Mama, that daughter is going to be well. Just keep praying. Stop announcing the problem because you can't seem to understand why it still look like it's moving and getting greater. The problem doesn't identify who she is. As you pray for her, you begin to expose her identity to even the devil himself. God bless you today. God keep you today. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm looking to see you in person on Sunday. Those of you in the immediate area down here in the city, whichever city, whichever parish, Jefferson Parish, Chalmette, Slidell, LaPlace, we have them from all over coming to the victory spot. hmm God bless you today. Again, walk in victory. Peace.